is for Mitrovic.
What a time to be a Napoli fan. They don't look that happy about it, but it's because they are breathless with anticipation for tonight's live game against Roma, their club with a chance to go 13 points clear at the top of the table. Thank you, young man. You appreciate what's going on down south. Roma tonight, with a win, can move into the top three. They won't be buoyed by any away support, the Giallorossi, because away fans are banned for both Napoli and Roma at the moment. These two teams, well, their supporters anyway, clashing in remarkable fashion on the motorway. The Autostrada del Sole 2 weeks ago, when about 300, James, Roma Napoli fans essentially closed down part of Italy's main motorway and set at each other with sticks and fireworks and things. It'll be a clash of a far more sporting nature. One is very happy to say that we're going to be witnessing this evening, featuring some of the brightest talents in Serie A. One team, at least of them, is going to be set up to provide some fireworks, Napoli. What do you think Jose Mourinho's approach is going to be, though?
Look, Jose will want this team to stay in the game as long as possible. You know, we saw that against AC Milan, where they looked to be down and out, and they scored 2 late goals. This is something that Roma have done over and over again under Mourinho. They get points late. And so, I mean, some of their fans would like Roma to be more expansive, given the talent that they've got available to them. Right. But it's quite a bold lineup, James. There's Spinazzola and Zalewski in there, with Dybala and Pellegrini behind at Abraham. So, on paper, it's a bold lineup from Mourinho.
Ah, very nice. Napoli's last home game was live with us here on BT Sport. It saw them defeat Juventus 5-1. What kind of scoreline are we going to see tonight? Let's find out in the company of Tony Dorigo. And first, Adam Summerton.
Thank you, James. Good evening, everyone. Well, Naples, a city awash with anticipation. For more than 30 years, they've hoped the long end for a Scudetto would end. Now they are truly starting to believe in it. Excluding Calciopoli, Napoli are only the 5th side in Serie A history to have won at least 16 of their first 19 games in a single top-flight season. 50 points by the halfway point. Not since Diego's days have they had a better chance. But Jose Mourinho is in town, and he's already congratulated them on winning the Scudetto. Maybe a bit of Mourinho mind games at play there, ahead of what is a big game this evening as well, of course, for the Giallorossi. Roma's target remains a top 4 finish and a return to the Champions League. And they've headed south in good shape, 3 wins and 3 clean sheets in a row. Signs of Abraham and Dybala starting to click as a pair as well. That man has said to his players that he won't accept any complacency. Di Lorenzo and Pellegrini, teammates in the national side, wear the respective armbands. Pellegrini back from a calf problem. Di Lorenzo has been an ever-present in Serie A this season. We've got an experienced man in the middle, Daniele Orsato, refereed the opening game of the World Cup and the semi-final between Argentina and Croatia. Alejandro Di Paolo is the VAR this evening. Well, a belated happy birthday to Jose Mourinho, who turned 60 on Thursday. The only coach, of course, to win all 3 of the current major European trophies. That man, as is so often the case, Victor Osimhen likely to be key tonight, but Tammy Abraham at the other end of the pitch really has found form in recent weeks. well observed minute silence there in memory of Carlo Tavecchio, the former president of the Italian Football Federation. The Derby del Sole, Napoli against Roma in Naples. A once friendly brotherhood, now a fixture often filled with anger and angst. On the pitch and in the dugouts, we have a star-studded cast list tonight. Let's hope this lives up to the hype, Tony Dorigo.
I certainly think it will. How do you stop this Napoli juggernaut? Let's see if Jose's got a plan, but certainly the home form, the away form of Napoli is just superb. So really looking forward to this. Won't be an expansive game from Roma, obviously, but can Napoli put them to the sword?
What a weekend it's already been in Serie A. We hope for more drama in Naples, where we have a vibrant atmosphere. As I think Tony slightly alluded to there, two very contrasting styles on display here, but two informed teams as well. This is Smalling.
Yes, there's no doubt that both sides will come into this game thinking they can win it. Roma, of course, find themselves with a great opportunity to get Champions League football next season, and Napoli, well, they're in that 12-point gap position that makes everything rather comfortable. Dare I say it, almost enjoyable. No one's snapping at your heels. Go out there, play your football, have fun, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, it was interesting reading the quotes from Spalletti ahead of this. He's acutely aware of that, I think, which was maybe underlined by Mourinho, tongue-in-cheek congratulating Napoli on already winning the league. I think he's just keen, Spalletti, to make sure that no complacency creeps in from a Napoli perspective as Rui Patricio sends it long. The header by Lobotka, then Cristante. Forward it went from Mario Rui over towards Lozano. Spinazzola. Ibanez. Lobotka. Anguissa turns away from Spinazzola. Mario Rui, 6 assists he has in the league this season, more than any other fullback. Tried to seek out Osimhen, and it was put into touch by Chris Smalling. Of course, it was Smalling who Osimhen got the right side of from a Napoli perspective to win the reverse fixture in the final 10 minutes in Rome earlier on in the season. Mario Rui. Kvaratskhelia. Mario Rui. Dispossessed by Tammy Abraham. But Lozano was first to it. Already a good intensity about this with almost 3 minutes gone.
Yes, all Napoli, of course, need to do is maintain what they've been doing so far. Starting at home, of course, they do very quickly get on top of teams, pushing them back. Roma, they'll get into their positions and defend well.
Just to let you know that this is the first weekend that semi-automated offside technology is in operation in Serie A. The first of the major European leagues to use it. I'm told it involves the use of 8 extra cameras around the stadium. And that helps to track apparently 29 different points on the body to give us a 3-dimensional image of the players.
Wow, whatever next. Well, if we can get the information quickly, because I do recall a good few years ago when VAR was brought into Serie A and we were commentating on it.
Yeah.
It certainly took a while, didn't it, to get the decision. We can do it quicker and get it right, even better.
It's rather sliced that by Dybala, who comes to Naples in great form. 3 goals and 2 assists across his last 3 games. And that understanding with Abraham is developing too. Anguissa. Lobotka, what a clever little player he is. Wonderful energy about him. Mario Rui. Osimhen. Zielinski. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Loves to run inside like this. And there's his shot, and it forces the save from Rui Patricio. Well, we've come to expect that sort of thing from the Georgian international.
Absolutely thought he was going to go the other way, instead whips it into that near post. Patricio does well, gets down strongly to his right, gets it out for safety, but listen to the noise.
Wonderful. Kim is one of those who's come forward. It's taken short. Kvaratskhelia with the cross, and Romani was up there, and Kim was there, and Ongisa. But the free kick goes the way of Roma.
Lovely ball. Kvaratskhelia, little dink to that far post. And Kim unfortunately couldn't quite get on the end of it. The judge to have fouled Matic as he goes down. But a good start, isn't it, from the home side?
I remember after the World Cup break, it was suggested by some in Italy that perhaps Kvaratskhelia might find things more difficult in the second half of the season, that coaches like Mourinho would, I suppose you might say, work him out. But, well, the evidence on our eyes so far is that the new tricks that he says he's been coming up with to avoid that are working.
Well, he's been a revelation, simple as that. And you get certain players in football that even you know exactly what they're going to do. Stopping it is a completely different thing.
Di Lorenzo. Chucky Lozano. In a race with Spinazzola. It's a goal kick that is given. Referred to Politano on that right-hand side tonight, Lozano.
Just a little touch, wasn't it, from Lozano, up his toes.
Smalling goes long. Flick on by Tammy Abraham. I just wonder, Tony, whether somewhere perhaps Kim Kardashian is watching this, having stepped out in LA wearing a retro 90s Roma shirt this week. It was the 97-98 top that she had on. The club's response was Mamma Mia Kim.
She clearly didn't see my Torino shirts, 97-98. It was better.
Zalewski with the cross, and Romani did well. Mario Rui looks to tidy up, and the free kick is given to Napoli.
Just a warning as well for Napoli at the back. Roma, of course, going forward, really have got quality. They'll commit bodies forward at the right time. Tammy Abraham, you can see, just trying to get the wrong side of his defender, but good defending from the back line in the end. Foul on Rui.
To say credit to Kim for recognising the greatness of Serie A retro kits, but not the best one for me, for Roma, as Lobotka goes down. I'd have gone the 92-94 home top if it were me. As Cristante puts it out of play.
Do you think she's really a Roma supporter? Come on.
It's a beautiful shirt that, though, the 92-94. Zielinski. Referee allows the play to go on. Played wide by Dybala. Spinazzola just to get into the box beyond Di Lorenzo. Could be an important tussle, that.
Certainly will be. Can Spinazzola and Zalewski really push up the wings for Roma, but Di Lorenzo does really well. Knew exactly where the fullback was trying to go. Gets his body in the way, draws the foul.
Oh, it's a bit loose, that, from Meret. It's interesting to see Roma looking to force the issue a little bit here. Mario Rui. Zielinski. Mario Rui again. Romani. Anguissa gets the free kick.
Well, Romani, the ball out from the back wasn't a great one. Anguissa, she does well to accelerate to get there just before Matic to draw the foul, but dangerous, playing it straight down the middle.
Osimhen, held up by Smalling. And Dybala by Kim. Mourinho was saying ahead of this that he wanted to sign Kim for Tottenham. It wasn't allowed to by the club.
Well, certainly can spot a bit of talent, because Kim's been superb, hasn't he, for Napoli? You think Koulibaly, of course, their great centre-half, was gone, had to be replaced. What a replacement.
Yeah, the biggest compliment you can give him is that Koulibaly, a Napoli legend, really hasn't been missed. Zielinski wins it back. This is Anguissa. Well read that and intercepted by Ibanez. It's really good energy about the game, and Roma are playing their part in that respect. They're not just sitting off.
No, they certainly are. Getting in amongst it, pushing up when they can. Really trying to win the ball back high up the pitch.
Mancini. Matic. Good ball forward to Dybala. Spinazzola up towards Tammy Abraham. Oh, the goalkeeper Merritt came out, and it's only just wide. Real miscommunication there between Merritt and Kim. And they got a bit lucky there, Napoli.
So close to being a complete disaster. Just a chip ball straight through, trying to find Abraham over the top. Merritt and Kim getting each other's way. That comes off the side of the post as well. Abraham gets clattered, doesn't he, by the keeper.
It's a positive approach here from Roma in the early stages. Dybala with the outswinger, Smalling with the header, and Mario Rui was there. And Ibanez couldn't take it away from Lobotka. And there's a free kick for a high boot there. I just wonder, Tony, whether Mourinho's approach here might have taken one or two by surprise.
Well, I think there's no doubt that we wouldn't have expected this sort of attacking so early on from this Roma side, but they're putting pressure on the Napoli, trying to stretch them as well, which I like. So a long ball there, straight over the top. We know Abraham very good at running into those channels. That will allow then the space to develop. Hopefully Pellegrini and Dybala can then take advantage, but Napoli, well, they have to get back at it, get their foot on the ball, start dictating play, but they're not having it their own way.
There's a confidence and an authority about Roma here. I guess you should expect that from a side that have won 3 in a row, 3 clean sheets, 4 wins out of 5 since the return from the World Cup. Napoli are the ultimate test for any defence in this league right now. Juve came here having kept 8 clean sheets in a row in the league and got walloped 5-1.
That didn't end well, did it? They were scintillating that day. Well, they have been on many a day.
Kvaratskhelia. Mancini just held his ground and tells Kvicha Kvaratskhelia to get to his feet.
Could you lip read there? I can imagine what he said.
Pellegrini's layoff to Matic. I was saying, Matic, that they were relishing this chance, Roma's players, to compete against the very best, as he put it. Certainly in Italy so far this season, you'd have to say that's exactly what Napoli have been. Frankfurt to come in the Champions League.
And that is the way to look at it as well. It's a test, but one to be enjoyed, going up, as you say, against the best by a long way this season. Of course, Roma know it's going to be tough, but got to be positive. It's exactly how Roma have started.
Well, they've averaged 2.63 points per game this season, Napoli. Before this round of games, the only club in the top 5 European leagues who could match that were Arsenal. Anguissa. Roma with a man down off the ball there. The referee, Daniele Ossato, noted it, but just said play on.
Well, it was Ibanez who was trying to get back and then somehow flung to the ground, didn't bother getting up.
Mario Rui with the cross, and it was taken off the toe of Lozano by Osimhen. And look at that from Lobotka, almost won it back, so tigerishly as we've expected from him this season. I noted this week that the former Scudetto and UEFA Cup winner with Napoli, Luca Fusi, was saying how fundamental Lobotka has become for the balance of this Napoli side. He said he always makes the right choice in terms of his passing as well.
That's exactly right, but don't forget, a couple of seasons ago, he wasn't first choice, was he? He was certainly a bit part player. He would come in when others were injured, but finally cemented his spot, and you can see why. It just gives that great balance to the side. He really is a hard worker, very unselfish, but keeps the ball extremely well.
He's gone from afterthought to stalwart, a 94.4% pass completion record as well, which is better than any player in Serie A. I know a lot of people will say plays those sort of passes a lot, as he's just done there, which is why he'll have a really high pass completion record, but he is playing in central midfield, the engine room of the team.
He is, but then allows others around him to play better. So Zielinski on the ball, Anguissa, they can then push up. And Lobotka here just dictates play from 5-10 yards further back.
Lovely from Zielinski, who's got Kvaratskhelia to his left. Osimhen waits in the box. Mario Rui. A nice ball. They're looking dangerous here, Napoli. It's over towards Osimhen, brought it down brilliantly! What a goal that is! From the in-form striker in Serie A. That's one of his best of the season. Brilliance, sheer brilliance from Osimhen. Oh, how about that?
Wow, when you're hot, you are hot. Absolutely brilliant. First, Kvaratskhelia down this left-hand side, just a simple 1-2. Roma do not go with their runners. Zalewski gets caught, all ends up. But the ball, the little dink, 1, 2, 3 touches, shouldn't be allowed to have that sort of time in the box. But the sheer confidence of Osimhen, and of course the ability, the calmness, and then to just thrash it into the net. Absolutely superb. Great volley, great start. He's a great goal scorer.
Just an incredible piece of skill. And that equals now, Tony, his league tally for the whole of last season. It's still January.
And we are just over halfway. I'm thinking he's going to smash it. What do you reckon? I tell you what, they're smashing everyone, aren't they? And Roma have made a good start, been nice, bright, positive, but how do you stop something like that?
Well, only Haaland has averaged more goals per game this season in the top 5 European leagues. I think this guy, Osimhen, is the total package. He is a wonderful, wonderful centre-forward, and, well, we love Serie A, Tony. I hope he stays in this league for a long time, but there will be, we know, a lot of teams looking at him, but how he's loving life in Naples and in Italy right now.
The thing is, he can do absolutely everything because he holds the ball up extremely well, strong, quick, loves to run the channels, but can play over the top. He's good in the air, good on the ground. Tell you what, I'm glad I'm retired. Wouldn't fancy to mark him.
I remember Spalletti, I think it was earlier this season, he was asked about Osimhen and the way that he plays, the hunger and anger at times is in his game, and Spalletti said he's got animalistic fury, just like Maradona had. If you're getting compared to Maradona in these parts, you're doing something right.
You certainly are.
It was a team goal that as well, though, wasn't it? The combination play between Mario Rui and Kvaratskhelia was a sight to behold too. Zielinski.
And you're seeing just the understanding of the players, the confidence, they're popping it about first time.
Another assist for him. He's now been involved in 20 goals in 21 appearances this season. Kvaratskhelia, 9 goals, and that was his 11th assist. Nice by Matic, the header by Ibanez. What will Roma's reaction be like here? I think they've actually played pretty well so far, the Giallorossi.
They have. They should be doing exactly the same thing as well. Nothing different. Plenty of minutes left in this game, but keep trying to go forward at the right time.
Zalewski. Tammy Abraham waits in the box. Kim made sure it didn't reach him. Mario Rui takes it away from Dybala. Zalewski. Cristante. Again, they're moving it around nicely here, Roma. Matic. Spinazzola's peeled out wide. Up against Di Lorenzo. Spinazzola looks to hit the byline, and the cross nowhere near really. A white shirt. Lozano. Onguisa, now Napoli will look to break forward. Lozano is on his way, but the pass was just a little over here.
Really good tempo, though, to this game. Both sides trying to force the issue.
Well played by Osimhen. Zielinski takes it on. He'll drive this, but he got right underneath it.
Great play yet again, but you see the problem that Roma have got when they do push on high. The ball straight to the feet of Osimhen. It's so dangerous. Mind you, chipped up to the back post is pretty dangerous as well. He can do everything.
Fabulous goal. They always look even better when they nearly rip the net off as well. Onguisa. Ramani. Di Lorenzo. Mario Rui. Mario Rui, a player who's become a big part of Napoli's play this season. He averages 64 passes per game, which is the 3rd highest in the entire league. I was looking through the numbers on that, and of the top 10 players in the league for average passes per game, 6 of the top 10 play for Napoli. And no other club has more than 1. They've got 6 in the top 10.
Oh, you can see why as well, because the way they retain the ball, their movement, and technically they're all extremely gifted and comfortable on the ball. Mario Rui here must be loving life with Kvaratskhelia just in front of you as well. You can give it to him, get it back. But the Georgian has been a revelation, and that certainly helped out Rui.
Di Lorenzo. Kim. Napoli stroking it about. Mario Rui. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. Dybala has it back for the Giallorossi. Now can they break? Spinazzola is on the move, but Kim came across.
It's great defending, really is. The support of the fans for Kim there. He raced across, snuffed out the danger. Roma now are just starting to sit back that much further, get back in their positions.
Lobotka. Di Lorenzo. Lozano. Foul by Cristante on Zielinski.
A good turn. Cristante had to bring him down. What they're trying to do, of course, is just pin them into one area of the pitch, but Napoli switch it so very quickly to the other side.
A real threat from set pieces, Napoli. They do from this one. Romani's header is wide, but they have got 10 goals from corners and free kicks this season. The joint highest in the league before today, along with Juventus. I wonder what he's jotting down there. Observations of the first 25 minutes.
I'm sure he won't be that displeased with his side, but they find themselves a goal down. Can't afford to give away a second one.
Zielinski. Di Lorenzo. A lot of the players going through Zielinski. This is Sanguisa, the former Fulham man. Such a good balance about the three in this Napoli midfield. Kim. Mario Rui. Stanislav Lobotka. Osimhen.
Cristante again, just a little late. That's what Osimhen is really good at when the ball comes to him. He's strong enough to hold players off. And there's a late challenge on the top of the foot of Osimhen.
Looks pretty nonplussed at the moment, Mr. De Laurentiis, but now he must be loving this season. A job to see through for Napoli. As Mario Rui plays it in. Mancini with the header clear. Zielinski. Mario Rui. Anguissa. Mario Rui. Zielinski. Good strength from Mancini. Matic. Zalewski. Kim. You notice Kim starts so many of Napoli's attacks. Zielinski with the dummy. That's one of the reasons they looked to sign him over the summer, Kim, when the research had told them how good he was in terms of his pass completion, how he started so many moves as well at Fenerbahce. And they deserve a lot of credit, don't they, Napoli, for their recruitment over the summer, identifying talent. And so many of the players they've signed, you think of their values when they picked them up and what they'd be worth now, and he's one of them. Kvaratskhelia is another. We could name several others, couldn't we, as well?
Yeah, they really have done a very good job indeed. I think Kim's passing as well. It's just progressive. That's the important thing. Gets them going quickly.
Can Roma hit back here? Chucky Lozano, the player, tracking back, but it will be a corner kick.
It's been a while since Roma have been in there attacking third. They really have been dominated by Napoli in the last 10-15 minutes of this game, but this is a welcome relief. They'll take their time. Set piece. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve.
Approaching the half-hour mark in Naples. The league leaders, a goal to the good. And what a goal it was as well from Osimhen. Will a chance drop for Roma here? Osimhen back defending. He can do it all.
I told you. And there he is, trying to get his team up the pitch again.
Oh, Smalling's a long way forward, and Kim got it clear. Mario Rui has gone down.
He's actually hurt himself as well. He was actually doing what I used to do as a fullback, knowing that you're not going to win the ball, just put the other guy off. Unfortunately, there he came off very much second best. Didn't realise Smalling was behind him either.
He's been making headlines, not just for his 60th birthday this week, Jose Mourinho, but what he's had to say about the Zaniolo situation as well. Said he's been telling everyone he no longer wants to wear the Roma jersey, but unfortunately he seems to be staying. I say unfortunately because the player has been saying for a month that he wants to leave. It's a rather awkward situation, that one, right now.
Just a bit. And Jose's had a few of those in his career. I think if Zaniolo is a view to the history of that sort of thing, he would have been on the other side of it, because now it's really going to be a struggle for him. Not only that, with the ultras as well.
I don't think you could ever accuse Mourinho Zaniolo of not giving him enough chances. I think he's been pretty patient with him this season. He's played started a lot of the league games, 12 starts. For a player who's struggled to find form this season, as well as he played a lot in Europe too. A player who has fought against adversity in the past, though. Somebody who's come back from 2 serious knee injuries. He was released by Fiorentina as a teenager as well, and fought back from that too. So wouldn't close the book on Zaniolo just yet.
No, not at all, but he hasn't got back to the form that we know before those injuries. And we talked before about the balance of a side as well. I think when you're looking at this Roma side, Abraham and Dybala, that understanding with Pellegrini in and around and behind, you know, that is certainly the best formation in my eyes. Well, at the moment you have to say, though, front 3 for Roma aren't getting any sort of service, not able to retain the ball, and Jose's side not causing Napoli too many problems.
I mentioned how good Napoli are from set pieces. I think we saw very clearly how good Roma are from them in that game that they drew at Milan, where they were, I've got to say, really poor and created hardly anything right until the closing stages that night at San Siro, and then scored from 2 set pieces right at the end of the game.
Which is why you can never count them out. They certainly have got the ability.
A touch on that from Dybala. Zalewski. Cristante. Matic. Dybala. It's going to be a booking here for the Argentina international.
Lobotka's done really well there, knowing that Dybala or Pellegrini will pull off into that little hole to try and get on the ball. Well, he did, but Lobotka got there so very quickly. Got back first. You can see the studs down the side of Lobotka's ankle.
He has never won Serie A, Spalletti, despite the fact that he is so well regarded, not just in Italian football, but right across Europe as well. I loved that earlier on in the season when Spalletti said that he's still learning from other coaches, even at the age of 63 as he is now. And he said, I learn from coaches at a lower level of the game as well. He says, it's difficult for me not to appreciate the work of my colleagues. I can learn even from Serie C games, perhaps more than I do than by watching Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal, because you need to be creative perhaps more so on the bench when you coach at that level of the game. That was really interesting.
Interesting, yeah, absolutely. And if you think the head-to-head record again with Mourinho and Spalletti, and Mourinho, of course, has probably got a better record against just about every manager, but not Spalletti. Win records down at only 20%, so Spalletti's got the hex over him for sure.
Says Naples deserves spectacular football. He's certainly been providing that. Spinazzola with a header back. I guess the fear from a Roma fan's perspective would have been after Napoli had got the first that they might really build up a head of steam, but Roma have made sure that that hasn't happened. Lobotka. Kvaratskhelia kept it in. Absolutely loves the physical side of the game, doesn't he, Osimhen?
Well, you think you've got him beaten, but then suddenly he keeps going, sticks a leg out. He will never, ever give up.
Kim. Mario Rui. Still a long way to go in this, and we should remember that Roma came to Naples 6 league games unbeaten. Thought had a chance to cross there, but Zalewski is penalised.
A little too eager. The press from Roma was certainly on. They made Napoli play it out from right to left. Rui's in all sorts of trouble, but Zalewski with that shove gets him out of jail easily.
Came off Ibanez. Cristante. Matic. Able to look forwards. Matic, good ball. Pellegrini. And Dybala. Just couldn't keep it down. They worked the opening well there, though.
Matic did really well on that left-hand side. And when he did pull it back to Pellegrini, the first touch from Pellegrini, I think, could have been better. You can see it bounced really high. He's gone for it, but the ball was always spinning.
Matic. Zalewski. That's loose and intercepted by Di Lorenzo. Lozano up against Ibanez. He's beaten him. And Osimhen waits. And Zielinski thought about it and then found Kvaratskhelia. Danger here for Roma. Mario Rui. Zielinski! Straight at Rui Patricio, but a really nice Napoli move again.
So incisive when they get the ball back. Di Lorenzo starts it all on this right-hand side, and after that you can just see how dangerous they were. Whether it's Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia, Zielinski, all looking like they're going to stick one in the top corner.
Abraham has gone down. The referee seems to be pointing at his elbow there, didn't he?
He did, straight away. Tammy is still down. No doubt he's been collected. Daniele Osato must think that there certainly was a collision with the elbow, but not swinging. It just came down onto Tammy as he was going past. A foul, but nothing more.
Where would you put, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, Tony, but where would you put Osimhen right now in terms of the top centre-forwards in Europe?
There's no doubt that with the confidence that he's got, the way that he plays. Of course, Serie A, Napoli just streaking away with it. He's got to be in the top, what, 4 or 5 around Europe for sure. I mean, the goals that he's scoring, it's different types, isn't it? That's the thing. He really can score all sorts of goals.
Just a reminder, there's, as always, lots more Serie A to look forward to on BT Sport. Udinese against Verona tomorrow night. That's from 7:30. Another chance to see Roma in action on Saturday. That's at home against Empoli. Sassuolo, who've won away against Milan at San Siro today, up against Atalanta. That could be a high-scoring one. 7:30 Saturday. And then also, how about this to look forward to? This time next week, we'll be watching the Milan derby live from San Siro next Sunday as part of Golazzo Live. The big games, head-to-heads, just keep on coming.
Well, they certainly do. But exciting games, quality games. We've seen it all. What we need to see here now from Roma is a bit of backbone to get back into this one. It is going to be difficult. Napoli stroking it around, but certainly not out of it.
Pellegrini, final 5 minutes of the half. Spinazzola, Tammy Abraham in the box. Dybala has held his position here. Cristante. Matic. Tammy Abraham wants the ball played into the box. Kim got it clear. The delivery into Abraham has got to be better.
It certainly has. A player down for Napoli, but still Roma play on.
Spinazzola. Can the Giallorossi hit back before half-time? And a challenge from Lozano, and they felt there was a foul. Roma on Spinazzola. Osimhen was the player down out of your shot. And the referee needs eyes in the back of his head.
He certainly does. To be fair, I think Daniele Osato saw the issue. I'm not sure he thought it was a head injury. It wasn't. It was a wrist injury. So allowed the play on, but Roma still can't quite test merit as they would like.
I would think, though, Tony, as we head towards half-time, that whilst his side are a goal down, I think that Mourinho will look at this and feel that there's not been a great deal wrong about Roma's first half performance.
No, and they have been certainly way more progressive than I thought they would be. They pushed up when they can, they found space out there, but you just saw a couple of times trying to cross for Abraham's on the angle with 2 or 3 defenders around him. That's not what they need. They need to somehow get in behind, and then when they are one-on-one, you know, take them on. They've got to make that difference. If you look at the other end, Kvaratskhelia, well, he's one of the difference makers. He gets it wide, takes his fullback on, gets in behind, and that causes all sorts of problems.
Simeone sent to warm up with Osimhen's wrist being strapped up here. And who got the winner in the reverse fixture and has struck again against the Giallorossi. For me, that was, well, certainly one of the goals of this weekend, arguably one of the goals of the season. It was just a wonderful piece of skill, the way that he brought it down.
Yes, it certainly was. A little dink up to the back, but the confidence the young man has got. Imagine when he first came, he might have snatched at that second time, but there, the composure to then produce a finish like that, really impressive.
Takes him to 14 league goals for the season. That's in 16 games, by the way. Equalled his tally for last season in the league.
Ademola Lookman on 12, is that right?
He's been fabulous. Yeah. Here's Tammy Abraham. Might it run here for Tammy Abraham? Meret was out decisively.
He's worked hard, looked dangerous, but hasn't quite got the service or the teammates around him at the end of the pitch that he would like.
Osimhen.
There it is again, that just ball out from the back on the ground. He's always there willing in front of defenders. It's such an outlet, it really is. It must be great to play with. As soon as you have it at the back or the midfield, you just roll it along the deck up the top, and he produces.
If you're a wide player, Tony, like a Kvaratskhelia or a Lozano or a Politano, even maybe the fullbacks as well, if they're advanced, to be able to play off someone like Osimhen must be an absolute dream. Yeah,
and when things are going well, you start to understand where he wants the ball and how he wants it, and that's what you're seeing.
Di Lorenzo. Final minute of the first half in Naples. Anguissa. Lozano again to have a run at Ibanez. Past Ibanez. Osimhen!
Almost again. Had to just get his head on it. The ball was fired to him from Chucky Lozano on that right-hand side, but once again, Osimhen in the right place, knows where the goal is. Boof! Almost.
So a minimum of 3 minutes added time at the end of the half. I mentioned about how Mourinho might be feeling, Tony, ahead of half-time. What do you think Spalletti will have made of this first 45?
He'll be obviously delighted with the scoreline. He'll want some more goals. He'll want to make sure that they concentrate. That's the most important when you are mainly in control of the game. Always remember, opponents can be very dangerous, and this Roma side certainly can be. But overall, I'm sure Spalletti will be quietly pleased half-time. They'll be told what they need to improve. To be fair, it isn't too much.
Matic. Here's the skipper, Pellegrini. Zalewski. Just lost his footing. Rather indecisive there, Zalewski. He's not got into that kind of advanced position too many times in the first half.
But that is the difference. You've got Zalewski one side, Spinazzola the other. They haven't really got in behind, but Lozano and Kvaratskhelia have.
Osimhen. Kvaratskhelia almost got something on there. Well, they're threatening a second at the end of the half here, Napoli.
Great ball from Osimhen on that right-hand side. And Kvaratskhelia saw his big striker had vacated the centre of the pitch. He gets in there, almost gets his reward.
Di Lorenzo, chased down by Tammy Abraham, who does work exceptionally hard in terms of doing that closing down. Dybala did well there and finds Pellegrini. Now what's the ball like for Tammy Abraham? It's too high. Spinazzola, and Merritt with the save. Great stop right at the end of the half.
There's a slight deflection on that shot as well, so even better from Merritt, but really good play. Closing down this time does bring its reward. And Pellegrini gets a 1-2 off Dybala. See the run of Abraham, takes the defender to the near post, but when it's pulled back, the shot's a good one, saved better.
Could be the last chance of the half, this. Roma just looking to apply a bit of pressure. Mario Rui and Mancini make up. Good side from set pieces, Roma. Could they profit from one here in Naples? Dybala swings it in. Over towards Mancini. Matic won the header. It didn't quite drop for Smalling. Cristante heads it back in there, and Smalling's there. And there is the half-time whistle. Frantic end to the first half in Naples. A thoroughly enjoyable game it is thus far. Mourinho's side go in a goal down at the break, but there have been plenty of positives from a Roma perspective. Victor Osimhen's piece of pure brilliance is the difference between the teams, though. At half-time, Napoli 1, Roma 0. looking dangerous here, Napoli. It's over towards Osimhen, brought it down brilliantly! What a goal that is from the in-form striker in Serie A!
Napoli heading towards a 13-point lead at the top of Serie A. James Horncastle and myself are here ready for the second half. Only one goal in it, though, and we mentioned how Roma's performance has been surprisingly good in that first half. Is one element that we haven't seen as much as we would have liked Paulo Dybala and his link-up play with Tammy Abraham?
A little bit, but I think it's hard to expect so much from them when Napoli have so much of the ball. So in that respect, no. But as we've seen, you know, it only takes a set play for Roma to get back into a game. But yeah, in terms of maybe the options that they've got off the bench, I'll be curious to see what Mourinho does. He can't go to Zaniolo because Zaniolo's not in the squad. They do have some attacking options like El Shaarawy, for example. We've seen him warming up in the break. He scored in the game against Spezia, and it's been a really good option for them so far this season. And again, is another one of those players who's got the kind of pace and the dribbling ability on the counter-attack that they might need when they are hemmed in because of Napoli's mastery on the ball. So we see Jose just pointing a few things out to Daniele Ossato, the referee. But aside from that, you know, I think Roma have shown more tonight than they did, for example, for 83 minutes against Milan at San Siro.
They still came back to take a point from that one. They are only a couple of goals away from breaking into the top four, but they would have to find them against a side that boasts the best defence.
There he is, the
in
Pharaoh.
all of Serie A. Is that El Shaarawy heading?
It is, James.
It is.
Yes.
All right then. So Jose has thought and he has decided SES, Stephen El Shaarawy, is going to be boosting, it looks like, Roma's attacking options as they attack this second half down in Naples. The champions-elect, 13 points clear as it stands, ready for another big 45 minutes against one of their traditionally biggest rivals, Roma. Spalletti, a man heading for his first title in Italy after so many near misses.
With Roma.
With Roma, yeah. Against his old club now, and of course, a Napoli side who are looking to finally bring back the title that's been away from this city for so many decades. All right, second half stands ready. Let's join our commentators again, Tony Dorigo and Adam Summerton.
Thank you, James. Yeah, so Stefan El Shaarawy coming on for Jose Mourinho's Roma. I suspect it's Spinazzola who's making way, but just awaiting the confirmation of that. It was interesting there to see Spalletti walking out the tunnel with the sporting director at Napoli, Cristiano Giuntoli, who's been with the club since 2015. Did such good work over the summer in terms of their recruitment, but it is Spinazzola who's going to make way. Tony Dorigo, what do you make of that change?
Well, certainly a positive one, isn't it? They want to make sure that when they are deep and holding out this Napoli attack, that on the break they can get up there quickly and cause them some damage. El Shaarawy is certainly a player that can do that.
Napoli's numbers this season superb at their current points per game. They're on course for 100 points exactly. The league's highest scorers, they have the meanest defence, and they have the lead as we get back underway here. But there was a lot of cause for encouragement, as the two Jameses were saying at half-time, for Roma supporters in that first half as well. To think they didn't have a single shot on target in this season's reverse fixture. They've offered a lot more going forward. Want to play higher up the pitch at times as well than maybe they did in that reverse fixture.
Yes, and committed bodies forward. I mean, clearly you can defend and defend, but at some point you have to break forward.
Zielinski with the ball over. El Shaarawy got it clear. Pellegrini. Came off Di Lorenzo last. Scored in the win at Spezia. El Shaarawy started that game. He's in the final year of his contract. He said he would like to stay, and there have been reports in Italy that he's willing to lower his wage demands as well to make that happen. Ibanez, Pellegrini, El Shaarawy. Smalling. Ibanez. Pellegrini. Smalling. Fired in precisely to Dybala. Pellegrini. Cristante. Zalewski is out wide. This is Dybala. Over it comes to El Shaarawy. Good period of possession this for Roma, but can they hurt Napoli in the final third?
Just about to say the same thing. They've kept the ball, but they're still going nowhere. Napoli getting behind the ball. Lots of those blue shirts to get past first.
Pellegrini, Dybala, Pellegrini. This is bright play by Roma at the start of the second half. Mancini, Zalewski. Mancini's continued his run. Cross prevented by Kavica Kvaratskhelia.
Jose will be pleased with the start. Roma pushing Napoli back, and that's what they want, the Georgian flying winger back defending rather than attacking them.
Again, Osimhen is brought back to defend the set piece. Plenty in there for Roma. Cristante tried to flick it on. It's cleared by Zielinski. Matic. Brought down beautifully by El Shaarawy. Matic. Tammy Abraham. Pellegrini is central. This is Dybala. Tammy Abraham wanted it back, gets it off Dybala. It's Tammy Abraham, and it's a corner. But they're looking to have a go here, Roma. It's been an impressive start to the second half.
They are excellent link-up play. I think once Tammy goes to the outside, always up against it. Kim has read the danger. Gets a slight injury for his trouble as well, but really is good play. Let's hope they can put in a better delivery. Previous corner wasn't great. You see Mancini, Smalling, Ibanez all waiting at the far post there.
Cristante, who got something on it, but Osimhen got it clear. Back in it goes. Cristante hit it early, and that rather let Napoli off the hook as they happen under pressure. Napoli have been a real bogey side for Roma in recent years. The Giallorossi have only won one of the last 9 league meetings. They finished 2-1 in Rome in November of 2019. It was Jordan Veretout who got the only goal of that, the winner in that game, I should say. As Osimhen goes down, the referee points at the ball. The crowd aren't happy, but Smalling finds Dybala. Zalewski is wide, Pellegrini on the edge of the box. El Shaarawy's calling for it. Zalewski goes on the outside, and El Shaarawy, and Abraham was there as well. But there's good pressure from Roma at the start of the half. Osimhen is still down. Look at this run from Kvaratskhelia. Last touch was off Cristante.
Osimhen is certainly down. Attack from Roma previously was excellent, wasn't it? Smalling, I think, does get a piece of the ball. A piece of Osimhen as well, but not too much wrong with that. Not sure why El Shaarawy didn't go for goal. Tries to head it back across. Should at least try to loop it up, give Abraham half a chance.
He's taken some punishment, hasn't he, so far tonight? Osimhen is, oh, you can see he's already got his wrist strapped up.
He's not quite sure where to grab, because I think most thing hurts, doesn't it? He looks in a bit of pain.
again, Simeone has been sent to warm up. Just showed perhaps a little glimpse of the team spirit Spalletti has created at Napoli as well. But I don't know if you noticed, but celebrating the Osimhen goal, perhaps most ferociously, fiercely, most animated of all the players I noticed on the bench was Simeone, who's keeping him out of the team. He's seen very few minutes this season.
Yes, one thing I would add to that is when you are 13 points clear, everything's rather rosy in the garden. True. I have to say. Yep. Because clearly players are playing extremely well. You've got to try and force your way in. It normally happens when they're going through some poor form. I've not seen it from this Napoli side by many players at all.
Anguissa. Heel wasn't the worst of ideas in the circumstances. Just didn't quite come off. Lozano was there first, having a good game. The Mexican international. Di Lorenzo. Lobotka. Roma are the lowest scorers in the top 7 in Serie A. Improved a little bit in recent weeks in that respect, but just the 25 goals from 19 games for a side chasing the top 4. I probably would say they are going to need to start scoring with more regularity, and they certainly need one tonight.
Yes, that's certainly not enough. Tammy's got 5 of those, but certainly form has been improving, so expect him to catch a bit more fire, like he did, of course, last season. But the problem, of course, is you're up against a defence that's only conceded 14, and this is the 20th game, so they are miserly, Napoli.
That's the great thing about what Spalletti has done. He's married up style with substance, but this is also a side that hasn't just got the best goal-scoring record in the league, but also the best defensive record, which naturally leads you to say that they've got great balance about them as well.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that midfield, didn't we? I think it really does all start with that. Yes, you look at the defenders, but it's all across the pitch.
Tammy Abraham. El Shaarawy. Matic. Mancini goes longer this time, up towards Pellegrini. Lobotka. Osimhen with the flick. Lozano's got to it. And Kvaratskhelia up with him. Here he is. Just got away from him.
Possibly the worst touch I've ever seen from Kvaratskhelia, because normally he is superb, on the money. But that one there hit his shin, went too far ahead of him, but that should have been number 2.
Zielinski. And for all Roma's good work at the start of this second half, in the first 10 minutes they were nearly undone there. Lovely flick, wasn't it, by Osimhen?
Really was. Just awareness of the players running around him, past him. And the pullback was superb. Kvaratskhelia would like to have that one back again, I think.
Lozano. Anguissa. Is there a trip there on Chucky Lozano? He certainly thinks so. Sato says, get to your feet. Lobotka. Mario Rui, 10 gone at the start of the second half. Osimhen's brilliant first half goal remains the difference. Anguissa. Mancini. Kvaratskhelia. Chance for him to run and be direct, but it got away from him. Matic. Pellegrini. Abraham has come to the left here. Is there a goal in this for Roma? Certainly acquitted themselves well out there. Pellegrini comes across here to Zalewski. Are they building up to something here? Shot was off target, and Abraham not happy that Zalewski took that on, I think.
Well, he's furious. It's the right option when it ends in the top corner, but Unfortunately, this time it didn't. Good 1-2 with Pellegrini. When it comes out to Zalewski, little dink to the far post. Might have been better.
Osimhen tried the flick again, quite come off that time. I think something worth pointing out here, Tony, is that, and I include Roma in this as well, I think we've seen a high-quality football match here.
Yeah, no, there's absolutely no doubt, because the tempo has been played out the way that, you know, players technically are getting hold of this ball and going through the thirds of the pitch is really impressive. Sato, I think he's actually done really well. It's just that football is still a contact sport. Doesn't mean every time someone falls down it's a free kick.
There have understandably been negative headlines around Serie A of late. I think everybody knows the sort of stories I'm referring to, but well, this for me is what makes it such a wonderful league. There is still so much talent in this league. We're seeing so much of it on show here too. Excellent coaches on the bench as well, and a quality match being played at.
Oh, that's no doubt. Some of the games this season have been just superb. Plenty of goals, plenty of quality. We're seeing another one here. Roma somehow have to fashion a way back in. Let's say Matic on the ball. I think he's had a fine game. He really has picked things up, broken the play, and got things going forward.
It's been like the Matic of old, really, hasn't it? Putting himself about in that midfield. Man who's played for Mourinho at 3 different clubs. Zielinski. Anguissa. Di Lorenzo, Lobotka, Maria Rui, Kvaratskhelia, Lobotka, Di Lorenzo, Smalling with the header clear, Matic. Space for Maria Rui to run into Zielinski. Does that little body swerve so well. Di Lorenzo. Lozano. Zielinski. El Shaarawy has provided fresh energy down that left-hand side. And this is a chance for him to get forward. Tammy Abraham to his right. Others arriving in support. Here's one of them, Pellegrini. Zalewski's a long way forward too. Couldn't quite find Tammy Abraham. It's another good Roma move.
Really was excellent play. El Shaarawy down this left-hand side. Started it all off with a good block initially, but Kim in the end, his positioning at that near post was superb. Zalewski, the cross came in, he read it well.
Smalling, almost an hour gone. Pellegrini. He's very often been the creative spark for Roma this season, the skipper. 8 assists this season. On the ball again here. Foul by Lozano.
Just got the wrong side. Pellegrini just needs to have a bit more of an influence on the game. These are the sort of positions that he likes. He needs to pick up, and he can get his head up and feed Dybala and Abraham.
Will they get their moment, you wonder, Roma? Pellegrini will take this. No shortage of white shirts. Well, it's left actually, and in the ball goes, and only just off target. Well, I thought it was Pellegrini who would take that. I think Napoli thought it would be as well.
We all did. Really good free kick, nice and early from Dybala, who whips it in, and that is a quality delivery as well. But Kim, once again, in the right place, gets to it first.
Mancini in conversation with Tammy Abraham. Cristante's header! And Meret kept it out. Good reactions from the Napoli goalkeeper. Danger still not clear. Pellegrini to try again. And Chris Smalling's there. Ibanez hit one. Last-ditch defending, but they got the job done.
Great play from Roma, but what about that defending? Romani just throws his body in the way and then celebrates like he's scored at the other end. Good flick, good save. But when it comes back in for a second time, Napoli are a match. I thought Smalling might try an Osimhen, but instead he does the right thing, lays it back to his defensive partner, but good defending.
It's like a Bonucci-Chiellini type celebration, that wasn't it, from Romani. Napoli's clean sheet preserved for now, but Roma are knocking on the door here. Can they kick it off its hinges? They are checking here. VAR check for a possible penalty. Check is over, no penalty. This is what they were looking at. Oh, it's in again. Oh, they're on the way here. The counter-attack is on. Roma are stretched. It's 3 against 2. It's Tuki Lozano. Oh, what a save. Brilliant stop by Rui Patricio. Did he pick the right option? A breakneck speed about that counter-attack.
Well, you're thinking Roma are going to score at one end, and all of a sudden, 3 blue shirts bear down on the Roma goal. Lozano ends up going it alone. Makes a good strike, but what a save.
What a game.
It's superb, isn't it? It really is. Roma certainly deserves something, I think, at the moment, but Napoli, well, they're looking for a second to put this one to bed.
So many players on the edge of the box here. In it goes from Mario Rui. What a break that was from Napoli. And Lozano had options either side of it. Kim is down.
He did, but the 2 Roma defenders were good. They didn't commit, they didn't make up the mind of Lozano.
Kim is going to be able to get some treatment here, holding his right shoulder.
Well, as the cross comes in, he just gets barged out the way. Shouldn't be too much of an injury, but here you can see Matic and Zalewski. They're waiting, and at some point got to go to him. Instead, Lozano takes it on, straight at the keeper, but even so, come at plenty of pace. Needed a tip over, and it was a good one.
I think he's had a really good game though, Lozano. One of the best performances I've seen from him this season.
He has, and they've been threats, you know, all 3 up top for Napoli, but especially the wide men, and that's the difference, I think. What we're seeing from this Roma side, high up the pitch, that one-on-one ability to take people on. Roma have got that. They've got Lozano and Kvaratskhelia.
Looks like Kim will be okay. As ever, we have a lot more Serie A for you to look forward to tomorrow night. As soon as that, Udinese against Verona, 7:30 start for that. Another chance to see Roma in action at home to Empoli on Saturday. And then we've got what could be a really good game, actually. Sassuolo against high-scoring Atalanta. Ademola Lookman doing brilliantly. That is Saturday, 7:30. And then the treat that is the Milan derby. Inter against Milan. Next Sunday, 7 o'clock. Di Lorenzo. Lozano. In towards Osimhen. Just couldn't direct the header.
He hung in the air. He was up just slightly too early, but the ball was a really good one because Mancini, the Roma defender, couldn't get anywhere near it.
Lobotka, Zielinski. Mancini stopped it. Dybala. Any skill from the Argentina World Cup winner, Matic. Good pass. El Shaarawy. Ibanez, Matic, El Shaarawy, always an outlet down this left-hand side. Matic, Kim gets it clear.
And how many times have we said that as well? Just the positioning of the Kim has certainly been very good.
Pellegrini found a bit of space, just slightly overhit it for Tammy Abraham.
Pushed him wide, just pushed him wide. Needed to go to his feet so he could have at least got hold of the ball instead of chasing after it.
Read a really good interview with Kim recently where he said that he really loves the nickname that's been given to him, which is the Monster. Says it sums up his defensive attributes really well. And I tend to agree with that, actually.
Well, for the defender it's okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Monster.
Yellow card issued here by Daniele Orsato for Osimhen.
The challenge on Smalling. I think both he and Chris Smalling were grabbing each other's shirt, but that challenge there was a little late.
So a double change being made by Spalletti, Oliveira and Elmas coming on. Elmas had started the previous game, but dropped to the bench tonight with Kvaratskhelia fit again. Oliveira coming on for Mario Rui, which is a straight swap. It would seem at left back. Kvaratskhelia is making way too. Certainly left his mark on the game, Kvaratskhelia, with that lovely cross to pick out Osimhen for the goal. But it is still the difference between these two teams.
Yes, I think Kvaratskhelia, of course, has been ill, hasn't he? So just come back into this game, so probably couldn't have lasted the 90. But Elmas in really good form. Gets his chance.
Zielinski. Miscontrolled by Anguissa. Pellegrini. El Shaarawy. Dybala's in a bit of space. El Shaarawy delayed the pass and then it was behind. Dybala maybe needed to play it a little earlier. Lozano to Osimhen. Up against Smalling. Just over 20 to go. Foul by El Shaarawy. Yellow card for El Shaarawy.
Most definitely late challenge, but the game is getting spread, isn't it? The gaps out there are huge, so as soon as one team gets it, they can charge up the other end, but as soon as they lose it, they've got to charge back. This time Osimhen picks it up on the right, tries to cut across and is brought down.
He's been given a few nicknames, Kvaratskhelia, since he arrived in Naples. Says he told the Washington Post that his favourite is Kvaradonna.
Has to be, surely. That is some nickname.
Zielinski sends it in there, and it's come all the way to the back post where Oliveira couldn't get to it. Yeah, one of the things I really liked about Kvaratskhelia when not long after he'd arrived in Naples, was he was seen by some as effectively a replacement for Insigne playing on that left-hand side, and straight away he said, I'm not here to replace Insigne, I'm here to be myself. It shows maybe his mentality straight away.
Which is exactly the right attitude, but Insigne, of course, an absolute hero of the Napoli fans, but they've found a new one.
Di Lorenzo. Smalling got in front of Osimhen and starts a counter. Here come Roma with El Shaarawy. Now it's Pellegrini looking for Tammy Abraham, who's just beaten to it by Meret.
Keeper's done well, come out really quickly, but need another 5 yards of space. That might have been a lot closer. The ball was a little too far in front of Abraham.
just feel, even with around 20 minutes to go here, that the way Roma have played, that they will get a chance at some point, a good chance, and it's whether they take it. Hamstring problem here, it looks like, for Tammy Abraham.
He is in trouble. You see the players motioning that their teammate needs some help. That is a blow.
Just when he started to hit a bit of form as well. Well, he's back up, but he is holding still his right hamstring. Di Lorenzo, Osimhen, just ahead of Di Lorenzo. Smalling. Put out so that Tammy Abraham can get some treatment. He's surely going to have to come off here. I think maybe he overstretched.
Well, anything to do with a hamstring, clearly you're not going to continue, because that sort of injury is only going to get worse.
I played football for years, Tony, at amateur level, but you know what? I never did my hamstring.
You've got to be quick, Adam.
Only once.
All right.
Playing rounders.
Oh, I see. Oh, you put a bit of a spurt on and and pulled your hamstring.
Belotti on for Tammy Abraham.
Rounders?
No, I thought you were a bit slow there, Tony. I thought I was going to get some.
I was stunned. I was stunned.
It was a family event.
Okay, okay.
It was for the kids.
Let's go with that. Right, Abraham now their main man up top is missing. Belotti has come on. Slightly different type of striker, but what can Roma do?
Ibanez won it back. El Shaarawy. Ibanez. It's just not quite got that clinical cutting edge in the final third for Roma. So much of the rest of their game has been really good.
What I'm really liking, this is like a heavyweight slugfest. Just one punch, you have a punch, I'll have a punch. Didn't expect it from a Mourinho side. Certainly this Roma side coming to the likes of Napoli, but they've certainly tried to get forward, tried to slug it out, but as you rightly say, it's that last third. That's been the difference. Roma haven't had that quality that Napoli have.
Matic. Will that change? Zalewski was calling for it. They've got 4 in the box. Mancini with the cross. Again, it's just not there, the quality. Will it be here? Zalewski. And El Shaarawy! Roma have equalised! Finally they got their chance. And the man who's come off the bench, El Shaarawy, converts it to silence this stadium in Naples.
Well, there's your quality. That is one heck of a cross from the right-hand side. In behind the defenders. Di Lorenzo wasn't sure how to deal with it, but El Shaarawy being brought on to try and get more forward on this left-hand side. Lozano doesn't know he's there either. And he gets in front. Not an easy finish either. Outside of the right boot. Brilliant. Zalewski on the right to El Shaarawy on the left.
2 goals in as many games for El Shaarawy, who wants a new contract at Roma. His current deal's up at the end of the season. Apparently he said he's even willing to accept a drop in his wages to make that happen. But I tell you what, Tony, Mourinho's side here today will have surprised a lot of people with their approach. And it's hard to say they don't deserve that goal. I think this has been, for me, one of their best performances of the season.
It's surprising that right at the start it was surprising how they were pushing on, trying to get forward, really mixing it. So what they weren't doing is trying to stifle Napoli, trying to get all behind the ball. They picked their moments, but more often than not they have tried to get forward. The front three has been pushing on, trying to drag everyone else up, and when it has been a bit of a slugfest, when the space has been there, they've still been content to go for it. So they get their rewards, and I'm with you, rightly so.
Simeone and Raspadori have been brought on. Zielinski. Osimhen, one of those who's made way. What a final 15 minutes or so we're in for in Naples. Smalling with the challenge. Napoli get the free kick for the foul on Simeone. Certainly in terms of quality football, this has for me been one of the best games of the season in Serie A. A really high standard, two very good teams. And I think maybe we're seeing how Roma are growing in that respect. In fact, they've decided to try and mix it at times with Napoli, and they've picked their moments pretty well. Simeone, Lobotka, Elmas. Referee Orsato pointed at the ball.
Matic got it. Matic has been superb, he really has. Whenever he's needed to be the holding midfielder, he's been there, snuffed out the danger.
The play is being allowed to continue here. Roma with a player down, Zielinski. Elmas makes a darting run. Guided out for a goal kick.
Well, Pellegrini has been challenged and he's gone down, he's laid there. But it is a head injury. He's got a whack on the nose by the looks of things, but Sato again I think has got it right. It's certainly not too bad. And there you see the challenge. Certainly a tough one, but got a piece of the ball.
Will we get a winner in Naples? Looks like Bove is going to be coming on. Two of the best supported clubs in Italy here. Napoli have the league's 5th highest average gate this season, just over 40,000. Roma's the 3rd highest. Just
laser that was certainly affecting the keeper's vision.
Raspadori, as I say, looks the favourite, but Zielinski is there too. It's Raspadori and it's off the wall. Oliveira with the cross. Good defensive header by Smalling. Lobotka's first to it. Out for a throw into Napoli.
Smalling's another one's had a fine game, hasn't he, at the heart of the defence. Really good battle with Osimhen, but anytime there's danger, just like Kim at the other end, Smalling's been there.
Zielinski. Flick by Simeone, didn't reach Anguissa. Foul by Pellegrini. Napoli were also top after 19 games of their last Scudetto winning season, 89-90. They'd also only lost once. That translated to 3 points for a win. They're 12 points better off this time round. Mourinho making a change. Bove is the player who's coming on, and well, some might be surprised to see Pellegrini making way, but he has been rather managing a calf problem, which might explain why he's been taken off. Matic, who's worked so hard in that midfield, also coming off, and it's the fresh young legs of Tahirovic. He'll come on for Matic, just 19 years old, the Swede. But those two have both played very well.
Yes, they really have. Showed plenty of energy and nous in there. But the legs in this sort of game as well. It's been such a high-tempo game. And for Napoli, I'm just looking, certainly in the second half, Anguissa's been very quiet, hasn't he? That just shows you how well Roma have done.
Runs here for Elmas. Wriggles away from the challenge. Zielinski. Raspadori. Anguissa. Raspadori. El Shaarawy. Dybala dispossessed. Oliveira. Anguissa. They've only lost once away from home this season, Roma. They've acquitted themselves very well on their travels. And this would be a great point for them. They've only lost one of their last 11 away from home in the league, Roma. And 7 of those.
Especially considering they went a goal down. The crowd were really going for it. Osimhen scored a brilliant volley, and then all of a sudden you're back in the game. You're fighting, scrapping, showing quality yourself. You're trying to get a winner. They couldn't, could they?
Napoli, remember, unbeaten at home in the league this season. Their only defeat away at Inter just after the return from the World Cup. And we get some drama in the final 5 minutes or so. Lobotka. Simeone went down. Raspadori with the pass to Lobotka. Advantage played there by Osata. Anguissa. Oliveira's a long way forward. Lobotka. Di Lorenzo. Zielinski. Simeone! Brilliant! Fabulous finish! And the league leaders are back in front. Some are calling them champions-elect, and champions find a way.
It's a superb goal, it really is. Roma can shake their heads, they can't believe they're behind again, but Spalletti's taken off the front three, put on a fresh front three, and Simeone has come up with the goods. A brilliant finish, excellent turn. Chris Smalling is with him, but just watch the run from Zielinski. That allows Simeone that extra half a yard. He plays at 1-2. Smalling thinks it might go that way instead. The turn from Simeone is the other. And then that left foot one does the rest. High, curling, through Patricio. Absolutely no chance. Heartbreak for Roma. A brilliant goal for Napoli.
He's been a really good squad player, Simeone. But he's got the ability to do things like this. And that maybe is one of the big differences at Napoli this season, that even when he was injured, even when he's not on the pitch, they know they can still produce moments like that because of how well they've recruited. And he's somebody who sat on that bench with a smile on his face, but when he's got his chance, so often he's taken it and made a difference.
Well, Raspadori, Simeone and Elmas have come on. I mean, that is some front three on its own, yet that is the second string, but when they come on, they're fresh, they're ready to go. And wow, have they put another 3 points in the bag? Quite possibly so.
Yeah, before tonight, he'd only had 147 minutes on the pitch in Serie A this season, Simeone. That's his 3rd goal. Every appearance has been off the bench. Listen to the noise in Naples. Very superstitious, Tony, aren't they, in Naples? But nobody will be taking anything for granted in this city. But what a party there could be this summer.
It'll be the place to be.
Bove just sat up.
And these sorts of performances, these sorts of results, more importantly. Surely this will put them 13 points clear. Here's the goal again. I mean, Simeone does extremely well. He doesn't slash at it. That is a curler into the top corner that Jose has been left stunned.
So Cristante taken off. Volpato has been brought on. Big smiles all round in Naples. I know I've said it before, people might think he always says this, but one of my favourite things reading about when Napoli won their first title was on the cemetery wall when it said, "You don't know what you missed after the party." You can only imagine what stories there are ahead should they win the league this season.
Well, it's been 33 years. It feels like at times they're pushing a big rock up a hill. Well, I think that rock has reached the top and it's going down the other side, because the momentum is no doubt with Napoli.
Still time yet for Roma to get something, and some might say they've been worthy of it. That's the other story here. Roma have been excellent tonight. It's getting a bit ill-tempered. Di Lorenzo and El Shaarawy coming together. There's a few coming off the bench to get involved here as well.
Time for cool heads, but it is difficult. Both sides know how important it is, and that's why El Shaarawy is annoyed. Di Lorenzo has bought that. He has just fallen down. Spalletti smiling. Mourinho not so.
Shown a different side of themselves tonight, Roma, and it's one that their supporters will have enjoyed seeing, even if they do ultimately go on to lose this, and it's not over yet. As Ramani sends it forward, a minimum of 6 minutes added time. Good touch by El Shaarawy. Tahirovic, Bove, very young central midfield now for the Giallorossi. Simeone, could they finish them off here? Run back quickly, and Raspadori will take it on. Great save by Rui Patricio. He's kept it in, kept them in it.
Great save. Roma don't deserve to concede a third, but Napoli all over him on the front foot, winning the ball back in the box. Raspadori just hits it so early. Patricio, his positioning is superb. All he can do is stick out a leg, but that's enough.
Two big personalities in that technical area. Ndombele coming on here for Zielinski. A man on loan from Tottenham. Napoli finished 2 points clear of Milan to win their last Scudetto back in 1990, into a third, 7 points behind Napoli. Maradona was Napoli's top scorer with 16 Serie A goals. The next highest was Careca, remember him, with 10. Cannavale got 8 goals. Well, there are goals everywhere in this squad. And Simeone has come off the bench to get what looks like being the winner tonight. Look at the competition for that ball there. Just really sums up the way that this game has been played. It's been an absolute joy, this has. Look at them. It's ridiculous.
It's the challenges going on. So many players in such a small area. To be fair, it reminds me of the under-8s, but anyway.
Gotta love Serie A. We're so regularly entertained on these Sunday nights. I hope you're enjoying them as much as we are this season. This will naturally be seen as a really big night for Napoli as they edge towards their ultimate ambition, but I think this has been a big night for Roma in some ways too. Certainly given them something to build on. Raspadori, 3 minutes to go. Roma desperate to get the ball back, and remember, they scored those 2 goals late on at Milan not so long ago. And they have been finishing games strongly of late. 7 of their last 11 have been scored in the final 10 minutes of games. He can't sit down, can he?
No. It's all the staff, all the players, all the subs. Ones that have played, ones that haven't. Real togetherness, isn't there? Look at them, just waiting, willing on their teammates. 2 minutes left on the clock. The monster has been immense.
He has, all season. I know a lot of people would say Kvaratskhelia has been their best signing of the summer, but for me, all-round influence, I think Kim's got to be pushing him in that respect. He's been, to think that somebody of the influence of Koulibaly hasn't been missed. I mean, that is astonishing, really, isn't it? That's the biggest compliment you can give to Kim. El Shaarawy, is there going to be some late drama here? Needs to be stuck in the box by Roma. Ibanez is calling for it, has to go forward, surely. Needs a direct ball. Bove. Ibanez, just over a minute of added time to go. Elmas with the header, Ibanez. Tahirovic to El Shaarawy, Belotti waits in the box, Dybala. Moves through a handball, Bove. Just seconds remaining now in Naples. Smalling. Roma need a big moment right at the end. Someone's got to put it in there. Belotti still waiting in there. And they're going to get a corner. One last chance to take a point.
Good run from Volpato. Now, delivery, just stick it in the danger area. Attack that ball. One piece of quality. Dybala on the ball. He can certainly deliver.
Smalling, Mancini, Ibanez, Rui Patricio, they're all in there. But Napoli get it clear. Back into the box it goes. They're baying for the final whistle. All eyes on Osato, a check of the watch. Into the box it goes again, and again they get it clear. Another ball in there, another brilliant defensive header. Roma just keep coming at them here.
Noise is deafening.
El Shaarawy with another ball to the edge of the box. Now, is that a free kick? No. And surely now it's just head for the corner flag for Simeone. This is breathless, this. There's the final whistle. Napoli, another step towards sporting immortality. But that feels like a really big step. Simeone with what turned out to be the winner. But how hard the league leaders were made to work by Roma. The president is all smiles. Napoli are 13 points clear. The champions-elect found a way to the 3 points. But that was one of the best possible adverts you could get for this wonderful league, Serie A. A top-class game of football, Tony Dorigo.
Absolutely. And just looking at those Roma players lying there flat out, they gave everything. They showed a side to them that we haven't quite seen this season. They went up against the runaway league leaders and give them a right good go. But Spalletti just has that quality in those front areas that made the difference. But Mourinho, I think he'll be delighted with the performance. So upset with the result. But Spalletti, his boys march on.
They aren't just dreaming in Naples, they're believing in Naples. Full-time, magnificent game. Napoli 2, Roma 1.
Yeah, magnificent game and mad as well. Especially that finale. Many, many thanks to Tony and Adam for taking us through that. Another win for Napoli. 13 points clear now at the top of the table. Let's check on the results then from this round so far. Friday saw victory for Bologna and a big one for Salernitana away at Lecce. Saturday, Torino came from 2 goals down to take a point at Empoli. Inter got back to winning ways after their hiccup against Empoli earlier in the week with a 2-1 win away in Cremona. And Atalanta plunged Sampdoria into yet more misery down the bottom end. Sunday, speaking of misery, Milan, another big defeat for the reigning champions, this time at home to a Sassuolo side who hadn't actually had a victory in Serie A since October. Juventus also beaten. We know about the problems that they're having. A 2-0 win for Monza, though. Brilliant stuff for Palladino, their young manager. Lazio and Fiorentina finished 1-1, and as we've just seen, Napoli took the lead, saw Roma equalise, and then pulled it back for the win through Giovanni Simeone to extend their lead at the top. Monday, we'll see Verona currently in the bottom three, trying to get some much-needed points away at Udinese. Quick check on the table with that game still to be played between Udinese and Verona, but Napoli now 13 points clear of Inter. Lazio dropped points today. Earlier on, we saw Milan losing earlier on as well. Roma defeated in Naples. Napoli are brilliant, and nobody else can muster a run of form to really challenge them, it seems. Down at the bottom end, how important would a win be for Verona tomorrow away at Udinese? They are currently 6 points from Spezia and safety. That's coming up tomorrow. We've got a bunch of stuff actually on its way for you before that game in Udine. There's International League T20 cricket between the Abu Dhabi Knight Riders and the Dubai Capitals. That's from 2 o'clock on BT Sport 2. Then Udinese Verona from the Dash Arena. That's at 7:30. There's action in Ligue 1 on Wednesday as Marseille, currently in 3rd place, take on Nantes, and Montpellier hosts the Ligue 1 leaders at PSG. And then Wednesday at 9:15, the surprise story of the season in Liga NOS, Braga will be visiting Sporting, who they are currently keeping out of the top 3. Extraordinary. All right, in a moment or two, we'll be back to run up the big headlines from today. And of course, biggest of them all, Napoli's latest win.
Score a goal for your team this green football weekend.